Ladies and gentlemen, the stats for the previous game. Leading scores for Greenville, 23 points. Jacoby Gillespie, followed by Reed Somerville with 20. Leading rebounders for Greenville, Gary Grove with 7. Reed Somerville with 5. Jonte Dabbs and Jacoby Gillespie each with 4. For Burkmar, leading scorer with 20 points, Blake Ewan, followed by Jamari Hill with 16, and Brian Clean with 11, and also Bo Hurt with 17. The rebounders for Burkmar with 9 rebounds, Bo Hurt and Blake Ewan. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder that tomorrow's game is more than just a championship game. We'll start at 10 a.m. with a special game tomorrow. That will be between Abby and Volunteer. At 11:30, we'll have a consolation game between Twin Springs and West Ridge. Then at 1 p.m., we'll have the sixth place game between Knox Catholic and Bearden. Have a 3-point contest tomorrow afternoon also. The third place game will be at 5 o'clock, and our championship game at 6:30. Remember, games begin early at 10 a.m. here at Viking Hall for a final day of Arby's Classic 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Bristol, Tennessee, at Tennessee High School's Viking Hall for Game 25 of the 38th Annual Arby's Classic. Tonight's second semifinal game features the Amarillo High School Sandies from Amarillo, Texas, versus the Crusaders of Long Island Lutheran High School from Brookville, New York. Now for your starting lineup, beginning with the Crusaders. At guard, the 6'2 senior, number 1, Jaden Pierre. At guard, a 5'11 junior, number 3, Jaden Reed. At guard, a 6'6 junior, number 4, James Johns. At forward, a 6'10 junior, number 20, Andy Najah. And at forward, a 6'9 senior, number 21, Finley Sheridan. Crusaders led by head coach John Buck, assisted by Josh Corbin, Ron Hall, Jay David, and Jarrell Harris. Now from the Amarillo Sandies, your starters, at guard, 5'9", number 2, Corey Anderson. 6-foot guard, number 3, Zay Landry Britton. 6'4 guard, number 15, Brendan Austin. 7-foot post, number 21, Kay Horniker. And a 6'6 wing, number 22, Demond Woods. The Sandies are led by head coach Jason Billion.
Good evening and welcome to Viking Hall on the campus of Bristol, Tennessee High School. We are here at the 38th Annual Arby's Classic for our final game of the evening and the final semifinal matchup of the Arby's this year between the Amarillo Sandies from Amarillo, Texas, and the Long Island Lutheran Crusaders from Brookville, New York. Two teams with they're really studies in contrast. Amarillo is a very methodical team, has been very disciplined in their both half-court and half-court offense and defense, contrasted by a Long Island Lutheran team that's led by 3 guards that really want to push pace. So it should be really interesting to see which team is able to establish themselves early and see if that pace holds. And again, it's not to say that Amarillo can't play a fast-paced game. They've got really good guards as well in Nickerson, Landry Britton, and Brendan Housen. So we'll see exactly how this plays out. Should be an interesting and intriguing ball game. Tap controlled by Amarillo. So we go Woods over to Landry Britton, back to Nickerson. And first shot of the game is blocked by Jaden Pierre. Long arms, able to step in and knock that, get a hand on that. Johns thought about a shot, kicks it back to Pierre. Johns handling on the wing. Jaden Reed, number 3, who's been really extremely impressive in the games that I've seen him play so far. Very, very quick. Been probably the quickest guy on the dribble that we've seen throughout the tournament. A really, really tough guy to handle the transition. Njai with a nice spin move, but dragged the pivot foot on the back end. Pretty good movement there. Good job, good defense there by Woods. Caused that travel to take place. Again, case in point in Amarillo's ability to guard in the half court right there. 6'10", junior and Njai tried to back Woods down, and he just wasn't having any of it. Housen inside to Hornaker. 7-foot guy, tallest guy in the tournament, actually. But we'll see this evening, Long Island's actually going to rotate 3 centers of 6'9" or above in Njai, Sheridan, and Carroll. So Hornaker's going to be bodied up all evening by big bodies from beginning to end. So ball into Woods. Going to try to take Sheridan off the dribble right there. Nice reverse pivot, left hand up off the glass. No good. Sheridan's able to get that board. Here we go with Reed pushing pace into the front court. Nice behind the back dribble. That is sweet. Again, we've seen him do this all tournament. I mean, he makes moves that usually you have to be standing still to make, and he makes them on the move. Right? That back behind the back move was a case in point, and he was able to kind of use a little feathery touch to put that ball up over the rim for the first 2 points of the ball game. Housen here, the Villanova commit. Who's been really impressive as well throughout the tournament, is going to be a primary focus for the offense for Amarillo. There's Pierre using his long arms to be able to take that pass away from Hornaker. There we have a rebound, long rebound to Johns. Back to Sheridan inside, left that one a little bit short. Box out ball is being pushed for, and it's going to end up in the hands of Amarillo. So, good defense in the early phase here by Long Island, using their athleticism and length to be able to disrupt what Amarillo wants to do. Johns is kind of a sneaky X factor here as well. He's a taller guard, 6'5", 6'6". The 2 lead guards outside of Housen for Amarillo are on the smaller side. We'll see if he actually is able to take advantage of that. There's Nickerson with a short pull-up, no good. Docked out of there by Njai and run down by Pierre. Again, Nickerson had a good look there, but it was, again, over a 6'10" guy, and it affected his ability to get a good look at that, get a clear look at that shot. There's Pierre with the pull-up, knocks that down. 5-point burst here at the beginning for the Crusaders. Reed being very aggressive on the wing. Got a little piece of Nickerson there, and he's going to be called for his first foul. That's his M.O. Reed is not just an offensive guy. He plays really good, solid defense, and his quickness, as well as kind of long arms for a smaller guy, really gives him an advantage defensively. And he is very aggressive, getting after the dribble in every game I've seen him play so far. Inside to Housen. Nice turnaround for the 6'4" guard, but could not get that one to go. Here comes Johns on the wing. Going to take that one in strong. We've got a blocking foul there, I believe. That's going to get him to the free throw line. So, again, that's one thing that Johns does really well is he runs that wing. Seen him take his fair share of threes as well. He's got a pretty decent stroke from the perimeter, but he's probably at his best doing what you just saw him do, which is take that ball in strong, try to get to the glass, use his athleticism to get above the rim, get himself, if nothing else, to the free throw line as we see him here. First shot up and good for him. 6-point lead in the early phase here for Long Island. We've seen a couple of transition opportunities already for Long Island. That's definitely something that Amarillo wants to take away. And in their first 2 games, we've seen Amarillo basically wanting to be a half-court team, both offensively and defensively. Their transition defense has been very, very good against the 2 opponents they've seen so far in the tournament. But again, none of them really at the level or caliber of Long Island. So we'll see how this plays out going forward. Right now, Long Island's getting the better of it. Nice duck in by Woods there. But a good job by Sheridan. Good job by Sheridan to be able to poke that away. I like that move by Woods. Kind of pin down move. And he was able to get Sheridan on his back, but Sheridan used his length to be able to tap that ball away. Housen's going to take the ball out of bounds here. Ball into the corner to Landry Britton. Around the perimeter. Again, this is where we see Amarillo shine, is in these half-court sets with 5, 6, 7 passes. And there's a really nice look for Housen, and that's why he's going to Villanova, folks. Is that ability right there to be able to run the baseline, come off a screen, catch, turn, and shoot, and knock down perimeter jump shots. That's a lot harder than he just made it look. That's for sure. So, nicely done there by the Villanova commit. Pierre one-on-one there with Landry Britton. Nice move in there by Johns. In and out, no good. Rebound by Sheridan, goes over the top of Hornecker. Did a pretty good job of challenging that one. Left it a little bit short. Ball out of bounds. Possession to Amarillo. That's really honestly where Hornecker shines as well. He's not necessarily going to be a primary focus offensively, but defensively he does a good job. You saw him right there in that possession, hedging out, stopping a Long Island player from turning the corner, then got all the way back to the rim and was able to challenge that shot by Sheridan and eventually cause him to knock the ball out of bounds. Njai knocked that off of Hornecker's leg, apparently. Turnover for Amarillo, back to the Crusaders in the full court. Pierre is going to be the guy you'll see in these situations have the ball in his hands most times, bringing it up. But in transition, we tend to see Reed with that ball push and pace. But as far as lead guard, Jaden Pierre is the guy that you're definitely going to see as he takes it down the lane right there and dumps it off to Njai. Nice move by Pierre. Again, Pierre is a Providence commit, so he's going to play Major D1 basketball this upcoming year. Senior, one of the seniors on this Long Island team. Inside to Woods. He's going to back Sheridan down here. This is kind of where he shines as well. Really good. He's got a little bit of a chicken wing going there, but actually lost his footing. You see him dip that shoulder. He's probably lucky he didn't get an offensive foul called there. But again, good job of the Long Island bigs bodying up and making the Amarillo bigs kind of think twice about putting shots up on their initial move. Number 5, Drew Schaefer in for Amarillo. We also have number 5, Lewis Hutchinson, in for Long Island. Goes Pierre on the baseline, kicks out to Hutchinson, back to Reed, who's going to line up a 3. That one's a little short, and the ball is scrambled for, and Woods is able to come out of that, gets it to Housen. Housen's going to push. No real numbers there. Honecker's really trying to establish himself in the low post right there, either for having guys come off screens or maybe he lobs over the top. Johns put both hands on him there, and that's going to be an automatic foul every time. Right? He looks bewildered, but that's anytime you put 2 hands on a guy, that's going to be automatic. So first foul on Johns. 9-3 lead here with under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Neither team really able to establish the pace that they want. We've seen some transition buckets for Long Island, which is kind of the difference in the ball game so far. But in the last kind of 2 to 3 minutes, we've seen a lot more half-court action, which is what Amarillo is going to favor. Nice look by Housen. If Woods would have finished that cut, I think he had a layup. And that's what Housen was thinking for sure. He kind of saw him make that move, and then Woods decided to stop. Housen hummed that pass through there and just went out of bounds. Turnover back to Long Island. Here's Pierre bringing the ball into the front court. Man-to-man strictly defensively so far for the Sandys. Number 10, Pillion, in the ball game for Amarillo. There's Reed for the long 3. Lined that one up and knocked it down. That one, he got his legs up underneath him. That was probably a good 2 to 3 feet behind the three-point line. And drilled it to put Long Island up by 9 here under the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Kick over. Housen's got a good look at a 3. off the rim, no good. And here goes Reed. This is where he shines, is in this full court maneuver. And that might have been, they let that go. My goodness, I would have thought that would have been something at least. Didn't get a block or a charge call in that case, just going to be out of bounds. Again, far end of the floor, so I didn't get a great look at what happened there, but would have thought there would at least been some type of foul call. But referees let it go, and ball simply out of bounds to Amarillo's possession here as we come up on the 1 minute and 30-second mark in the first quarter. Woods with the ball on the wing, little jab step. Turns by that long arms from Njai is able to poke that away, and that's going to go Long Island Lutheran's way. My goodness. Njai, who was probably at least after the initial bump, at least a foot off of Woods there, was still able to use his long arms to poke that ball away. And it ends up in a turnover for Amarillo. So Amarillo's only got one bucket so far in this ball game. It feels like they played pretty decently. They've got decent shots at the rim when they've got them up, but that swarming defense that Long Island brings, and again, bigs on the backside that bring a lot of length, have been bothering the Sandys so far. Continuity offense here for Long Island. John's got a good look at that one, and he's able to knock it down. Again, he's kind of been what's been advertised with him. He's really a third scorer on their team behind Pierre and Reed, but he's also a guy that can heat up quick. He's got good inside-outside game, good bounce at 6'5", 6'6", and when he gets going, he is a guy that can really start heating it up quickly. So we got a 12-point lead here for Long Island. Under a minute to go. House into Hornecker. Over to Pillion. He's got a good look at a three from the top of the key. Left that one a little short. Hornecker's going to go up high and get it, but no. Tipped away by Sheridan. Been kind of doing that all night. Hornecker's been in pretty decent rebounding position on the offensive end, but Sheridan's been able to use his length to kind of get over the top of folks. That looks like an over-the-back call, and it is. Good box out there by Housen. But Sheridan's just been good enough to be able to kind of tip balls where they needed to go. Njai kind of doing the same thing. And here comes the big man, Jackson Carroll, who's a little bit of a different player than Sheridan and Njai. He's a well-filled out, I'd say he's 6'11", and he probably goes about 250, I would suspect. So he's more of a banger. So as I said, Hornecker's going to face a whole set of bodies that are going to go up against him this evening. So 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. A little continuity to run the clock down here. Housen coming off a screen from Honecker. 3 seconds to go. Pillion's going to find a fall-away jump shot, and up and no good. So after one, Long Island has run out to a 15-3 lead. The pace has favored, it feels like, the half-court pace has favored Amarillo. They just have not been able to get anything to go so far during this first quarter. So after one, 15-3, Long Island versus Amarillo. We're going to step aside for just a minute. We'll be back here shortly at the 38th Annual Arby's Classic for second quarter action.
Choose us for your next party for a guaranteed fun event. Don't forget to join us tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock for the Fun Factory 3-point contest.
Welcome back to VSN, the Viking Sports Network. Second quarter action about ready to get underway. Long Island Lutheran dominating that first quarter. Getting some transition buckets to kind of get themselves going, but also execute pretty well in the half court against an Amarillo team that prides itself on both half court offense and defense. Amarillo just has not been able to get anything going offensively with only 3 points, one bucket by Brendan Housen in the first quarter. Long distance three, and that's really been the story. They get themselves going offensively. A little flex action here for Long Island. Pierre took that one up, no good. Carroll's battling in there with Hornecker, and then Hornecker's able to tip that away to his teammate Nickerson. Nickerson looking for Landry Britton cutting to the rim. Not there, and the ball goes back to Long Island Lutheran after the turnover. Pierre to Lewis Hutchinson, who's not a guy that I've seen play, I don't believe, in these last two games, but he's getting some minutes here tonight for the Crusaders. Reed, Johns, and Pierre with a little high dribble action. Johns left that one a little bit short. Nickerson finds Landry Britton here on the wing. Amarillo got to get something going offensively. Housen is on the bench with taking a break after the first quarter. Number 23, Javin Daniels, is in replacing him. There's a nice cut by Nickerson. Just couldn't get it to go. Another one of those that I think he was expecting a big to be rotating over, and he tried to get it up quickly. Turns out there wasn't a big there at all. But that rushed that shot, and it's part of the reason why it was a little bit errant in that case. So Reed on the wing, flanked by Nickerson there. Nice kick across, but a little bit high. And it was a good look, but just couldn't quite complete it over there to Johns. Johns had his feet set, probably was ready to launch a three in that case. But the pass went a little bit awry. The ball goes back to Amarillo. Housen, as we just mentioned, is back in the game. Took about a minute-and-a-half break between quarters. Again, fatigue's a factor for these teams that are playing 3 games in 3 nights, 3 games in 72 hours against really high-level competition. The second halves and especially the fourth quarters are where these guys are really going to start feeling that. Right? Nice move by Woods. Kind of a signature move there with a little kind of drop step, a little pirouette, and he goes up with his left hand to score. Second bucket by Amarillo shaves the lead down to 10. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. The pace, again, I keep coming back to this. The pace seems to actually favor what Amarillo wants to play, but not something that they've been able to take advantage of so far. Looks like we got a foul there on Long Island. A little push in the back. Kroll's going to pick that up. Good box out there by Woods. We're going to see a little rotation. Both starting big men back in for Long Island, Njai and Sheridan. Kroll and Stevenson or Hutchinson, are going to have a seat. So we'll see here over the next couple of minutes. We're under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. If Amarillo can get a couple of things going offensively. Again, only a 10-point deficit, and I'm sure Amarillo at this point, Coach Pillion he's not feeling great about a 10-point deficit, but it feels like this could be a lot worse. There's Housen. Two D1 commits right there going at each other. Housen going up against Pierre. Pierre got the better of that one. Got really challenged that shot, altered it, and was able to cause Housen to push that ball off to the side. 23 Daniels there with the foul, looking to take a charge, couldn't quite get there. So going to be underneath for the Crusaders. They have their starting 5 out. Ball kicked to Johns in the corner. He's got a good look at it, and he knocks it down. Can't lose that guy. Again, he's one of those guys that he's kind of streaky, but when he's going well, he can put points on the board quickly. The first game of their tournament against Tennessee High School, I think he maybe had 2 or 4 points at halftime and ended up with 20. So scored 16 in the second half, and it's exactly what we're seeing here. He starts to feel it. And there we start again. He's making me look good in that angle. I've seen it a couple times before. When Johns gets going, he can put up points in bunches. So back to a 15-point lead after it had been shaved down to 10. We start to see Long Island start to assert themselves in this case. So Amarillo struggles on the offensive end. They've played decent defense on the defensive end. At 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, if you ask Coach Pillion, if Long Island's only got 20 points, you're probably feeling pretty decent about that overall. But again, they've only been able to put 2 balls in the bucket down here over a over a 10-minute stretch, 11 minutes. They've got to start getting some buckets to go. They want to stay in this ball game. Long Island's pretty explosive offensively, and this game can get out of hand quick unless Amarillo does a few things better offensively. Defensively, I think they're doing okay, but offensively, they've got to start getting some things clicking here. But again, that's also a testament to the way Long Island's playing defense. Man-to-man, they're sticky, they've got length, and they don't give up anything easy. Good continuity here, 4 or 5 passes around the perimeter here. Nice cut there by Landry Britton. Back to Daniels, who takes it in strong and scores. Nice move there by Javin Daniels. Passed it, Gave it up, cut it back, and got himself to the rim for a bucket. That's good offense there. Good execution for the Sandys. Quick shot on the other end by Reed. Left that one a little bit short. And now Amarillo's back in the half court again. Opportunity to cut into that lead. Pilling's going to pop out. Okay. Reed is shading him. Over to Hornecker. Nice cut there by Landry Britton, and we got back-to-back buckets, just like we said, that this is really what Amarillo needs. If they get 4, 5, 6 passes on that offensive end, oftentimes things open up against that real stingy Long Island defense. So it's going to take that level of effort. You know, you try to take a shot after 2 passes, it's going to be a challenged one. There's nice play by Daniels. You're really giving Amarillo some nice energy here since he entered the ball game at the quarter break. Hornecker at the top of the key. Oversees that. Daniels going to take it in strong. Reverse layup. Couldn't get it to go. Good look at the shot there for Daniels. Just couldn't quite get that. Couldn't get it to drop. Njai looked like a travel there. Got away with steps, and then is going to find himself at the free throw line. Not exactly how you draw it up, but Njai is going to end up at the free throw line regardless. Hornecker with his first foul. Again, defensively, both teams have played really well. Only seven total fouls here, and we're under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. So it's been a pretty clean game. Both teams moving their feet really well defensively, but Long Island's just got the better of the offensive effort so far. And again, not a lot of transition situations. So Amarillo's doing a pretty decent job of getting back defensively, outside of a handful of opportunities over this time frame. But the half-court offense has been just good enough for Long Island to maintain this lead. Defensively is where they've really shined, other than giving those 2 quick layups on this end in the last couple of possessions. They've been just stymieing Amarillo's ability to get good shots on their offensive end. That's saying something, because Amarillo is excellent at in their half-court execution. So that's how that rolls. Nice move there by Housen. Good high ball screen, got him loose. Looked like he wanted to kick to the corner, but realized he was open, and he popped up and knocked it down. And very quickly now, we are under a 10-point lead. Right until I said that, and Jade Pierre rises up and knocks down a 3. Woods is going to kick over. Back to 12 points. Pillion over to Housen's got a good look at a 3, and we're starting to get it going now. Housen with back-to-back buckets for Amarillo's got 5 points. Got their last 5 points. And again, back to 9. There's the travel. So again, that one. The refs missed the last one with Njai, but caught that one with Pierre. Kind of shuffled his feet before he put the ball on the floor. So good run out, good close out there by Amarillo to be able to force Pierre into that decision, and it ends up in a turnover. So as we see it now, 9-point game. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. Amarillo's starting to feel maybe a little more comfortable in the half court against what Long Island's trying to do to him. And Housen is starting to feel it as well. There's a good look for him. Nice little fake ball. That's really nicely done by Housen there. Kind of faked the handoff and ended up keeping it himself. Rose up and knocked down a 3. Brings them within 6 points. Nice move there by Reed. He's going to take it on himself. Foul there, I believe, on Daniels. Yeah, his second foul. Reed's going to end up at the free throw line. So again, just in the last couple of minutes, we've seen the kind of tide shift a bit. Amarillo's starting to get a little bit more comfortable on the offensive end, shaking off some of the real, especially perimeter pressure that Long Island was able to exert on them. And Housen now with 8 straight points on the offensive end, starting to assert himself in that case. Again, you don't get recruited to go to Villanova for no reason. And for a guy of Housen's ability, 6'4", pretty well built, shoots the ball really well, good creator, he's kind of a unique player in this tournament. There's not really another player that stands out like he does in terms of the way he's put together. 6'4", probably be 185, 190, great with the ball in his hands, can shoot it, is kind of sneaky quick, probably a better athlete than people give him credit for, and it's starting to show. Here's another 3 by him. Just left that one a little short. He's a little bit further out on the floor than I think he thought he was. And the scramble comes to Reed. Here he goes. This guy can go 94 feet as fast as anybody in this tournament, if not faster than everybody in this tournament. Leaves the ball for Hutchinson. Missed that one. Ball's back up on the rim. No good. Right? Scramble for it right there. ended up in the hands of, that's Caden Mingo, I believe. It is Caden Mingo. He's going to go to the free throw line for 2. Mingo, a recent addition to this ball game. First free throw is up and good. Second free throw on its way. And off the rim, no good. There's Daniels there for the rebound. So this game's tightened up significantly. After a run out of 20-5, Long Island been outscored 12-5 since. Nice play there by Sheridan. He's kind of been doing that all night. He's been really making post feeds, almost making it at least really tough on Amarillo to get the ball into their bigs. His length has really bothered them. Reed with a nice turnaround, left a little bit short though. Was able to discard the defender, but couldn't quite get enough on that shot in the fall-away position to knock it down. So coming up on a minute to go here in the first half. There's Housen with another good look at a 3 from the corner, left that one just slightly short. Hutchinson, 6'6" guard, kind of a good ability there to kind of make Housen shoot the ball over the top there. Get just enough bother to have him leave that a little bit short. Pierre, a little missed dribble right there, turnover. We're at the 1 minute mark, and we got a timeout coming, I believe. 30-second timeout by Long Island. They're going to talk over strategy here for the last couple of possessions. So Amarillo's been able to find their way back into this game. Their half-court execution offensively has started to really tick up. Defensively, they've been solid all night. Like I said, if you ask Coach Pillion as we go to the 1 minute mark before halftime, if you've held Long Island to 25 points, I'm sure he would be ecstatic about that. Offensively, it's taken them some time to get online, but ever since that point where they were down 20-5, we've started to see them execute at a little bit higher level. Got a couple of easy buckets right there underneath to get them going, and then it's been Housen with 8 straight points since then. He's also had a couple of good looks here in the last minute or two that just didn't drop for him. But he's starting to assert himself offensively, which is what it's very obvious that's what Amarillo's going to need for them to stay in this ball game and have a chance to win it. Housen's going to have that type of night. It might be a night where he has to have 35 or 40 for these guys to win, because on the back line, Long Island's doing such a great job of keeping the ball out of there. Their length is really bothering the front line of Amarillo. Right? And again, that's one of the things they want to do. They want to get it down to Woods. They want to get it down to Hornecker right there, but they just have not been able to get it done. And the length of Long Island is a really good reason why that is the case. So a little continuity offense here. Down screens, nice cut. Really nice pass. A good find there by Daniels. Coach Pillion is slightly upset about that. Woods really got to catch that with 2 hands. It's a really nice pass. He had a layup if he'd got 2 hands on that thing. That play coming out of a timeout was perfectly set up. They just couldn't quite execute it to finish it. Coming up on the 30-second mark here. Sheridan, top of the key, kicks over to Johns. Johns, nice little step through right there. Avoided the charge and was able to score in that case. Johns has been a really nice spark plug here in the first half for Long Island. Probably close to double figures if he's not there already. Yeah, looks like he's got 12 points here in the first half. So he's been the best offensive threat that Long Island's had here in the first half. Again, with Reed and Pierre on the same team, he's been able to assert himself. Nice move there by Zay Landry Britton to finish the half, cutting the lead to 8 points as we head to halftime here in the final game of the evening here on night 4 of the Arby's Classic. It's our final semifinal game. Berkmar has already advanced with a victory over Greenville in our first game of the evening, and we'll bring you guys second half action between Long Island and Amarillo here in about a 10-minute time frame. So back in 10, we'll take you through the second half and see who our contestants are going to be tomorrow in the Arby's Classic final here in the 38th annual Arby's Classic. We'll be back in about 10.
from Bluff City, Tennessee. Aaron, you get one shot from half court. If you make it, you get $1,000. Compliments of Mountain Fire promotion. Come on, everybody, let's cheer him on. If he makes this shot, it's $1,000. You get one shot at it. Gotta stay behind the line. Good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to remind you that tomorrow morning we start at 10 a.m. with a special game between Abington and Volunteer. Then Twin Speaks will take on Westridge at 11:30, followed by the sixth-place game between Bearden and Knox Catholic at 1 o'clock. Then Dr. Phillips and Jonesboro will battle for fifth place at 2:30. We'll have the Fun Factory three-point contest at 4 o'clock. Third place game at 5 o'clock, and the championship game at 6:30. Join us back here tomorrow for Arby's Classic. Statistics from the first half. Amarillo rebounders, each with 2 rebounds. Corey Nicholson, Landry Frazier, and James Daniels. Leading scorers for Amarillo. Brendan Lawson with 11 points. Landry Frazier with 4. For Long Island Lutheran, leading rebounders, each with 3 rebounds. Jay Reed, Andy Najai, and Finley Sheridan. Leading scorer for the Crusaders with 12 points, James Johns, followed by James Gear and Jay Reed, each with 6. JR's Auto Buffalo Repair is proud to be a sponsor of the Arby's Classic. They invite all locals to visit the shop for auto repair needs. JR's Auto Buffalo Repair is located at 1903 West State Street in Bridgeport, where they've been serving the area for more than 30 years. JR's Auto Repair in Buffalo.
Welcome back. Viking Hall here at the 38th Annual Arby's Classic. Got some halftime stats we're going to run down for you here in our final contest of the evening between Amarillo and Long Island. Right now, Long Island leading Amarillo 27-19. Look at some team stats here. First half, pretty similar numbers. We're looking at 9 for 21 from the field for Long Island, 8 for 22 for Amarillo, so really very close on those angles. 5 out of 11 from 3 for Long Island, though, is a pretty big stat. 3 for 9 for 5 for 11 for Long Island, 3 for 9 for Amarillo there. Rebounding-wise, pretty close, and not a ton of, probably a few more turnovers from Amarillo than they want. They get 8 turnovers in the first half to only 5 for Long Island. So they can keep that number down in the second half, get a few more shots at their offensive end. I'm sure they would be. They're gonna rely on that to get themselves back in this ball game the way that they want to play. Individual stats for Amarillo, we've got Brendan Housen leading the way with 11 points. He really started to get going there in the latter portion of the second quarter. Had 8 of those 11, I believe, in that time frame. Nobody else on their squad with more than 4. And then from Long Island's end, they got out to a really nice start, 20-5, but then outscored 14-7 for the rest of the half. Jaden Pierre, 6 points. Jaden Reed, 6 points. And I was talking him up a little bit here because I've seen him play. This is my third time now seeing James Johns play, and his game seemed to kind of fit the pace of the way that was going. He leads Long Island with 12 points on 4 of 6 shooting, including 2 out of 3 from 3. So as we get set for this third quarter, a couple of game notes as we look at it. It looks like it's going to take a large effort from Brendan Housen on Amarillo's side. If they're going to win this ball game, it's going to be probably on his shoulders. We got more of a balanced attack coming from Long Island, and the backside of their defense has done a really good job of keeping the front court players from Amarillo at bay. Hornaker and Woods just have not really been able to get going. And part of Amarillo's offense is really kind of when Housen really gets a lot of the attention, he's able to dump it down to those bigs. And the length of Njai, Sheridan, and Carroll from Long Island has really kept that from happening. So part of the reason why they got an 8-point lead. So third quarter action, we're up and underway. Nice move there by Nickerson, kicked out of bounds by Johns, and will stay on Amarillo's end. interesting to see. The first 4 minutes of this third quarter will say a lot about how this game is going to go. If we end up with the game getting tighter, with Amarillo finding their way to keep this game, I would say, within probably 2 to 3 possessions, it's probably going to go down to the end. If Long Island's able to run out on this, we just haven't seen enough point production from Amarillo to be able to think that they're going to be able to come back maybe from double digits deficits as we move into the fourth quarter, especially. So good possession here for Amarillo. Got to Woods right there. That's his patented move, a little left-hand hook over the top, but left it short. Injai pushes into the front court. There's Reed going to pop up for 3. Left that one short too. That's off of Woods and I believe out of bounds. Going to stay here with the red team on this end, the Crusaders from Long Island. Pillion's going to come in right out of the gate. So a little bit of a strategy change, going a little bit smaller lineup here, with Woods just not being as effective tonight as he's been in nights past. There's Johns with a good look at a 3, and that's been him all night. If he's had open looks, man, he just has not missed. 3 out of 4 now from 3. Johns is one of those guys that I would suspect there'll be nights where he leads his team in scoring, even with all the other talent that's out there. He's a top 150 recruit for a reason as a junior. He can light it up. There's Pillion on the wing, looking for Honecker inside. Good job by Injai to work over the top. There's Landry Britton, let that one go a little bit long. We got a little travel there. That's a pretty good call, actually. Injai picked the ball up and slid the pivot foot slightly, trying to get that break started. So ball is going to be underneath for Amarillo. They got to keep touch with Long Island right here over the next couple of minutes. Buckets and stops are going to be key. Landry Britton shook Pierre there for a second. Here's Housen, top of the key. Good ball movement here by the Sandys. Nice cut in the backside, but Injai saw it the whole way. He's done a great job. I mean, just a great job. He and Sheridan especially of making sure that the backside of that defense, ball off of Long Island heading to Amarillo's way. But Injai and Sheridan have done a great job of cleaning up that backside. And I know one of the things that Amarillo likes to do is they do like to run sort of side and back cuts. And with the length of those two guys, they just haven't been able to get anything out of it. Here comes Housen off a down screen. Pillion is a capable shooter. We've seen him make several outside shots. I think that's part of the reason why he's in the ball game. Nice cut there by Honecker. He's going to be able to get to the rim and score. Nice. That's a really nice little curl cut by the big man. Good little hesitation. Got his opponents up in the air, and then once they came down, he was able to score over the top of them. You're going to need a little bit more of that from Cade Honecker here in the second half if they're going to dig back in this lead. Nice move there by Pierre. He's very smooth operator. Never seems to be out of control. There he kind of saw that his driving lane was being cut off. Just made a little jump stop, popped up and shot it, knocked it down, pushing the lead back to 11 here as we move on to the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Good ball movement is a staple of what the Sandys are doing. Nice back cut there by Housen. He's able to catch it in stride in one motion, take it up and score. Nice find there by Nickerson. And Housen is able to make that play. Here comes Johns for 3 again, and there it is. I mean, that guy is really on his game this evening. That's going to push him up to 18 points, I believe. And he's hit 4 out of 5 from 3. And that's going to necessitate a timeout, 30-second timeout for Amarillo. That's the transition there, transition offense to defense. And that wasn't a full-on fast break. That was more of a secondary break that we saw in that case. But Johns, the one thing I've been really impressed with him as I've seen him play this week is he seems to be has a really good feel for how to fill that wing, and not just crashing down to the glass all the time, but being able, again, modern basketball has secondary breaks oftentimes where wings are running to spots in those, and that was a really good example of that. He ran to the Arby's Classic logo. His teammate hit him, and he stepped directly into a rhythm 3 and buried it. So it puts him up, I believe, to I think it's 18 points now, and he's leading the way for the Crusaders offensively. Got more than half their points, but he hasn't really ever forced anything. Everything he's taken has been just kind of in the either in transition or in the flow of the offense. Here's Sheridan streaking down the floor, a little Euro step for the big man. Nice play for the 6'9" Sheridan right there. Laid it up with the left hand and scored. again, those types of transition buckets are what Amarillo's got to they've got to avoid those. That's where Long Island really shines, and that's another reason why they're pushing this lead out to 14 points. Good defense here. They got energies up defensively for the Crusaders, trying to push this lead out maybe to something that's insurmountable here by the time we get to the end of the third quarter. It's kind of what they did last night against Tampa Catholic. That game was kind of within reach up until we got to that end of the third, and then Long Island really just kind of put it out of reach by the time we got to the beginning parts of the fourth quarter. Yeah, Housen is grimacing on that one. He knew he had a good look at that and just couldn't quite get it to fall. Not going to get a better look tonight probably than that one. Again, we've had a switch defensively. Brought Javin Daniels back in. He's just picked up his third foul. He's had a pretty good impact. He's been an energy player for the Sandies this evening. They're trying to get him to body up maybe with Johns, but that was a kind of a short-lived deal with him picking up his third foul. So Woods is back in. Nickerson's going to take a break. Coach Pillion is trying to find a lineup that's able to match up well with what Long Island's bringing to bear. Big man Carroll's back in as well for Long Island. Screen being set. Here comes Pierre off of it. Hedge out by Hornecker. Did a good job. Reed is left open for three. He's got a couple of his last couple have been just a little bit short. Kind of wonder about those legs. He's played a lot of minutes over the last couple of nights, and as quick as he is, it's still going to have an effect on you, shooting wise, especially from distance when your legs start to get a little fatigued. Ball through Pillion's hands. Here comes Reed in the full court. This is where he really wants to play. Oh, my goodness gracious. Look like he got fouled right there. Can't believe there wasn't a foul called. Maybe he lost the ball on the way up, but it looked like he got hammered by at least two different Sandies in that case. But no foul called. We're going to stay here on this end. Long Island with the ball. Ball into Johns on the wing. He's gonna catch and shoot. Left that one a little bit short. A little bit of a heat check there, I think, in that case. Wasn't necessarily a full-on force shot, but it was not something that one of those shots that your coach is probably going to tell you, hey, we can get that shot anytime. And the way he's been really effective this evening is catching balls in rhythm, and just stepping right into him, knocking him down. So, but his first miss in a while, so you can't blame him, I guess, for that angle. Housen's got the ball, taking it into the front court against Pierre. Two Division I players there going face to face. Nice move by Woods to the rim, left it up. Hornecker battles for the board. He's going to take it up strong and is going to go up through Carroll, who's going to be fouled there in that case. Nice play by really a nice drive there by Woods. Couldn't quite get it to go, but Hornecker was there on the backside to secure that board, and he's going to end up with that. We got a technical foul here, I believe, on the bench of Amarillo. Didn't see anything really out of the ordinary, but somebody on the Amarillo bench must have said the magic word. So we got two free throws coming for Hornecker, and then we're going to get two free throws on the other end for Long Island, and that will be their possession after that happens. Yep. First free throw for Hornecker is no good. Second one is up and good. Now we march to the other end. Looks like Johns is going to take the technical free throws for Long Island, and then they'll have the ball after that. We're at the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. 37-24 with two free throws coming for James Johns. First one's up and rattles home. Second one is also good. That gets him up to 20 points. He's the leading scorer in the game. So kind of danger time here for Amarillo. Down 15 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And ball in possession of the Crusaders. Pierre is kind of hop-stepping into the front court. Daniels is going to pick up his fourth foul there, I believe. He's a willing defender, but he's had several of those. I think 3 out of his 4 fouls have been kind of blocking calls, trying to keep Long Island's very quick guards in front of him. He's going to have to go take a seat, be replaced by Nickerson, who's a starter. Reed's going to key in for Long Island. Ball's out of bounds there, lost. Good defense there by Housen. We've got another Housen in the game as well. Braden Housen, number 14, is in the game as well. Brendan and Braden. Speaking of Braden, get a look at the shot from the top of the key, but it looks like we had a foul, maybe a push through on the screen. Yep, Johns is going to be called for the push. Before the shot, I believe, so we're going to take the ball out of bounds. Housen into Nickerson. Brennan Housen off to the right, long, slipped off his hand for a second. Ball went right to him. Not something that you see from him very often, so I think it looked like the ball kind of slipped off the side of his hand as he was taking it up. Here's Pierre for 3. Step back, knocked it down. And that pushes the lead out to 18 points as we come up on the 2-minute mark here in the third. Long Island starting to exert themselves in a way that I think it's going to be really hard for Amarillo to come back. They just have not been able to find any offensive rhythm outside of a handful of opportunities. And again, great example right there where Njai is just making Hornicker's life on the offensive end just miserable. And there's Johns again for a 2, looks like. Yep. So lead is up to 20. And now Amarillo is going to have to call a timeout to be able to stop the bleeding here in this case. And again, as we look at all of this happening, a couple of trends that we're seeing are definitely there. And we'll come back and talk about those here in a minute. We got a full timeout, so we're going to step aside for just a minute. We'll be back shortly here to take you through the rest of the third quarter and the rest of this ball game here on the Viking Sports Network. Welcome back to VSN, Viking Sports Network. We're in the third quarter here in the final game of the evening here at the 38th Annual Arby's Classic. We've had a spurt here by the Long Island Lutheran Crusaders, pushing the lead out to 20 points, 44-24. The Amarillo Sandys have just had a really hard time kind of breaking the code that is the Long Island defense. They've done a really good job. There's an example that's kind of where that possession right there has kind of been what Amarillo's been able to do all tournament long, but what they just haven't been able to do this evening. So out of the timeout, good set there by Coach Pillion, was able to kind of get a rub down, getting the ball to Woods on the move, and he was able to get it up to the rim before the length of the Long Island front court was able to swat it away. But again, that's been the story of the game. Long Island's front court defensively has just kind of taken both Woods and Hernicker out of the game, and without those guys and their input, everything's fallen on Brendan Housen. And even though he's been up to the task for the most part, one player is not going to win this ball game, and I think that's become fairly evident. Nice move there by Long Island, and once again the lead goes right back up to 20. Final minute of the third quarter. Going to take the ball in. Nice move there by Landry Britton, draws a foul on Reed. Again, third quarter, only seven fouls been called in this quarter, and one of those was actually a technical foul, so only really 6 fouls in play. Housen to Housen right there. Back to Hornecker, who's got a shot from about 15 feet, left it a little bit short, and again, bothered by that length. He kind of hesitated a little bit before he took that shot. Not something that we would have seen out of him the last couple of nights in that case. Injai looked like he slipped there and lost the ball out of bounds. Ball's going to go back to Amarillo. 39 seconds left here in the third quarter, and again, the lead stands at 20. A little pause for cleanup there. Perspiration on the floor, I believe. The referee's trying to. Yeah, we're gonna have to wipe it up apparently. Yeah. Well, they might as well. Looks like they're gonna take it now, as far as that goes. Again, Injai's feet did kind of come out from underneath him right there, so we want to make sure we get that that situation taken care of. But I mean, as we look at this as well, I keep coming back to this point, but I mean, I have to think that Coach Pillion of Amarillo's can't be too upset with the way his defense has played. He's going to be at the end of the third quarter, and Long Island is only going to have 46. Maybe they're going to be under 50 points, and I would suspect that he would have taken that as a base. Nice D right there by Injai, but got a little bit of the elbow, I think, on the way up. Any other situation we've seen Hohenecker in all tournament long, that would have been a dunk, right? But the Long Island defense has just been really stout on the back end, rotating through Injai, Sheridan, and Carroll back there, and it's made things tough on Hohenecker, who's. It's not like he's been sloughing off. He's been working hard to get these opportunities. Just not enough of those opportunities have presented themselves, mostly due to Long Island's defense. So second free throw up for Hohenecker. He makes them both. 27 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Looks like Long Island's going to be content to take the last shot. Up 18. Double team coming. Little run and jump trap, and it's going to be effective. And it was for a second, then back. Wood's going to take it in strong and score it. So Long Island looked like they had an opportunity to steal that ball back, and it ended up in the hands of DeMons Woods, who was able to score that bucket. Reed's going to leave that one a little short. And, back-to-back buckets there in the closing seconds. Cut the lead from 20 down to 16. And it looks like Amarillo's not quite done yet. So we'll see what transpires here in the fourth quarter of this final game of the semifinal round here at the 38th Annual Arby's Classic. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to VSN, Viking Sports Network. Final quarter of action this evening here at Viking Hall. 38th Annual Arby's Classic. Semifinal matchup between Long Island Lutheran, the Crusaders out of Brookville, New York, and Amarillo, the Sandys out of Amarillo, Texas. Long Island has controlled action really here for the entire second half. They took a 9-point lead into halftime. That lead has ballooned to 16. Was all the way up to 20. In the third, but again, we'll see if Amarillo has some answers. That ball is left a little short by Johns and knocked out of bounds by Reed. So defensive stops, that's going to be the name of the game. Can Amarillo continue to get enough stops and then find a way to manufacture some points on the offensive end to be able to dig back into this ball game? Defensively, I think they've done just fine, as I've said. Under 50 points for a team as explosive as Long Island as we go into the fourth quarter, you got to be okay with that. but offensively just have not been able to find. And again, case in point right there, Hornecker is any other night of the week that we've seen him play. That's an easy 2. But because of the length of Njai and others on the backside, he's just a little bit off trying to avoid that length, and it causes him to miss that layup. So it's probably an understated thing that maybe we didn't talk enough about when it comes to Long Island in terms of what they bring to the table. Obviously, we talked about the length, but it hasn't really come to bear in a game until we've seen it this evening, where it has really been kind of a difference maker, maybe the difference maker in terms of keeping Amarillo's offense at bay. Nice move there by Woods. Turned over his right side. Found a favorable matchup there against the 6'6" Hutchinson. Got him on his back and was able to turn over his left shoulder and score. So lead down to 14. 6 straight points for Amarillo to be able to bring them back within striking distance. But they're going to need some more stops here before they can get themselves back in the ballgame. That bucket looks like it's good, but I'm not sure exactly what the call is. Looks like the bucket's going to count from Pierre. It is. 3-point bucket from Pierre is good. And then we have a foul underneath on Woods, I believe. Yes, DeMons Woods, the foul right there underneath, and that's going to give Long Island the ball back. So a potential 5 or 6 point possession right here for the Crusaders. The opposite of what Amarillo needed there. There's James Johns with a nice cut. Couldn't quite get that one to go. Again, there's Honecker right there showing his length and making that a tough shot on for Johns. He's a little upset with himself. He thought he could get that one to go. Again, Johns with 20 points this evening, the leading scorer for Long Island, flanked by Pierre, who has, after that 3, has 16. Pillion kicking that into Housen on the wing. He's sizing up Johns. Going to take it strong to the middle of the lane. Left it a little bit short. Right. And offensive board for Amarillo. Ball kicked down to low to Woods. Pump fake, and he's able to score with his left hand. Snuck that by Njai, who was coming over to actually try to swat that away. So 15-point lead, 6 minutes to go. Ball into the front court with Reed. Reed's kind of had an off night offensively, but he's still been really effective defensively. And he got a 5-second call there. Didn't really go anywhere with the ball. And Landry Britton was able to kind of tie him up. So turnover there. Back to Amarillo. This is where it's got to happen. Probably the next 2 to 3 minutes. If Amarillo is going to make a run at this, it's going to have to happen, I'd say, before the 3-minute mark. Cut this lead at least down to single digits in that time frame. Landry Britton right there inside to Hornecker, but it looked like it was kicked. It was. Again, the length of the of Sheridan and Njai when they've been in the ball game together. There you had Sheridan switching off onto a guard who was probably a foot shorter, and Njai kind of creating a triangle there between Sheridan himself and Hornecker, and just wasn't any way to get him the ball. Ball into Woods. Corner kick across to Housen's got a good look at a 3 here. Still just couldn't get it. He's had a couple of those tonight happen to him where he's had really good looks and just couldn't get him to fall. And as good a player as he is, and as much as his team relies on him, that's kind of one of those things that just kind of has to happen for Amarillo to beat a team like Long Island. Housen has to be the guy, and he doesn't have to be perfect out there necessarily, but he's got to be massively efficient, I guess is probably the right way to put it. Johns on the wing, going to take a pull-up shot. That is a tough shot. Goodness. Right. With kind of off 1 foot, falling to the baseline side, had to skirt it by the side of the backboard and hit it nothing but net. Great shot by him. 22 points for Johns on the evening. Nice move there. Right. Followed up by Hornecker. Couldn't get it to go. Woods chasing the ball down, knocks Johns to the floor. Hornecker's going to try to drive inside. Looks like we got a foul on the floor. Yep, pushed by Njai on the floor. Hornecker's upset with himself for not flushing that thing on the backside. Ball just bounced up just a little too high for him to be able to grab and finish. And it looks like we're going to be in the bonus. Yeah, finally, it's been, again, not a lot of fouls in this game. Just now getting to the bonus here in the fourth quarter. 7th team foul on Long Island. It's going to give Honecker a 1-and-1 opportunity here with 5:12 to go. This is also a good scenario for Amarillo. If they can score without the clock moving, this is a good way to get back in the ball game. Honecker makes his first. So we're not too far out of the game at this point where they can continue to keep going inside and maybe racking up some fouls on the bigs for Long Island. Hornaker makes 2. Again, back to 15 as we come up on the 5-minute mark here. Pierre loses Landry Britton. Ball off the backboard to Carroll, who kicks it up strong and scores. Nice pass by Sheridan. Inadvertently hit the rim, but Carroll has showed good hands there catching that ball and then dropping it in. Hornaker comes coming back, drops it in. Good skip pass across. Landry Britton takes it inside. Couldn't find anything there. Back out to Pillion and across back to Housen. Inside to Woods. This is where he likes to operate. He's backing down, up over the back with the left hand. That's a really nice move there by DeMons Woods. That's kind of old school basketball there. Back a guy down with two dribbles, a little crab dribble in there, and then rise up. And the thing about Woods is he can use both hands, right? Ambidextrous guy. Makes him tough to guard around the rim. Nice defense there by Housen, but he couldn't quite secure it. Ball out of bounds. But lead's kind of hanging right here at about 15 points. So 4 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Next minute or so is where we're gonna need to see Amarillo get a couple of stops and a couple of scores to make this game interesting. Long Island just has not allowed them to be able to get on any type of extended run. Here we're going to start to see some traps, I believe, from Amarillo. Yeah, we are. Right. And this is where that guard presence, Pierre just goes right down the center. So it's really hard to trap a team that's got guards of this caliber because that's what happens. They get any type of lane with the length and athleticism and the quickness that they bring. They're just going to get to the rim at will. Nice dump down by Pillion to Hornaker, and he's going to get to the free throw line again. It's kind of been the missing element of what Amarillo's been. It's the missing element of Amarillo's offense. What we've just seen really in these last two possessions. Dump down to Woods, who went to work and was able to score in the post, and then a nice screen and roll right there with Hornaker, and it's just taken Amarillo a long time to be able to get to that point. So we'll give a lot of the credit to the defense on Long Island side, just denying those abilities to happen. But that's, again, you watched Amarillo play the last couple of nights. That's been a staple of what they do. Housen kind of controlling action, ball moving around the perimeter, and then being able to dump it down to those bigs and have them go to work. Long Island's just taking that away. Here's Johns for 3, and he's been money all night from those wings. He just does not miss very often, especially when he gets his feet set. He's got a really nice, easy, smooth stroke. Mechanically, he's very sound, and he's been able to take advantage of those opportunities all night long. Here's Daniels from the corner, no good. Sheridan with the board. John's running the wing. They missed him on that one. Here's Pierre going to pull up for 3. That's a little long, looks like. And then got Woods going to take that rebound, going to try to bring it in the front court. Pierre tried to swipe it from him. Was not quite successful. Daniels able to secure it. Back to Woods. 3 minutes to go here. Woods kicks out to Housen's going to line up a 3. That one's just a little bit short. And just kind of wonder about all the minutes that Housen has played, and the last several of his shots have come up just slightly short. These tournament games, they're tough. You get into high-level competition. A lot of these guys are playing, 30 minutes a night, and so even as good a shape as these guys are in, when you're beating and banging out there, and Housen's a physical guy. Those legs are the first thing to go. And try as you might, a lot of times those shots end up coming up short when your legs are just a little bit fatigued. So, under 3 minutes to go. Little lob pass into Woods there. Nice find there by Daniels, and he finds Woods for a bucket. 16-point lead for Long Island. They've been able to kind of maintain that lead all the way through this, a good portion of the second half. Once they built it, it's kind of stayed there. Led by as many as 20. But it's been a 15, 16-point game most of the night. Here is Sheridan. Well, he leaves that one short. Ball bounces around. Good fight there by number 1, Jackson Williams, over the 6'11" Carroll, and was able to push that ball to one of his teammates. Inside, nice post up there by Hornaker. Got Carroll on his backside, and we're going to get to the 1-on-1 situation there. That's Hornaker doing yeoman's work there, getting the Carroll, who's probably got him outweighed by, I'd say, probably 20, 25 pounds, but he got him on his back and worked him low into that kind of halo area what would be the block charge area in the college and pro game, and got himself in good position there. Missed the free throw, though. Now the ball's out to Johns. Coach Buck is saying, hey, slow it down right here. Just work the ball. The clock is our ally here. And Amarillo still has 2 fouls to give if they're trying to get to the bonus. So Pierre's going to be handling it out front. Daniels with 4 fouls, and that's going to be his 5th. Yeah, could just see it coming. Pierre was kind of working the dribble back and forth. Drew Daniels up and then kind of went into his body, necessitating that foul call. So he's going to be replaced by Drew Schaefer, number 5. Under 2 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Long Island in complete control of this game. Up 16. Again, with strong guard play and excellent ball handlers on the floor between Reed, Pierre, Johns. And then they've got 2 guys on the backside in Njai and Sheridan that are going to be probably the recipients of a lob pass here before too long. I just have a feeling. Timeout taken by Long Island. This will probably be our last little break of the evening, so we're going to take it with them. We'll be back here in a minute. We'll finish this ball game up, and we'll talk a little bit about what's going to happen tomorrow night. Welcome back to VSN, the Viking Sports Network. I'm your host, CJ Manahan. We are in the final stages of our final game of this particular evening, night 4 of the Arby's Classic, our second final semifinal game between Long Island Lutheran and Amarillo. Long Island Lutheran has been in control of this game really pretty much from the beginning. Defensively, they've been extremely stout against a well-disciplined and excellent execution-based offense of the Amarillo Sandies. Amarillo's just not really been able to get on track against the length and athleticism of what Long Island brings to bear. Excellent guard play by Long Island all night long, led by James Johns, 25 points here this evening. And also backed up very nicely by lead guard Jaden Pierre, who's got 18 as well. But a lot of the story, and I've mentioned this a couple times, but I'm come back to it one more time before this game's out. The triumvirate, right, of Finley Sheridan, Amdi Njai, and Jackson Carroll have been a real major factor in this concept of keeping the front court of Amarillo really quiet. And, 2 of their major players, DeMons Woods and Cade Hornecker, who've been really effective against the teams that they've seen so far by being that sort of 1-2 punch in the front court, and then backed up and then led even by Brennan Housen of the Villanova commit. Just hasn't been able to mesh this evening because that defense has been so stout on the backside. So testament to them. And it's a big reason why this leads at 16 points. It's just the way this has come down defensively is where Long Island has really shined. I think they get a lot of publicity for their offensive efficiency as well, especially their ability to get out on the break and finish at a high rate. And the speed with which their guards play is very impressive. But giving the big guys some love this evening in terms of what they brought to the table. And that if they play this way tomorrow night against a Berkmar team that matches up really interestingly because they've got a 6'10" center who is a highly prized recruit, and they've got some other guys around the perimeter that are also excellent ball players. The matchup is intriguing, that's for sure. So we'll see exactly how that plays out. Minute 30 seconds to go Amarillo's going to have to foul here. Yeah, it's got one more. That was their foul with the give. So the next foul will put Long Island at the free throw line for the last 90 seconds of the ball game. So one more foul to go, and then we'll start to see some free throws for the Crusaders. Pierre in the backcourt, handling against Schaefer. A little run and jump trap here with Williams. Ball to Johns. Johns finds Reed. He's going to be fouled there by Housen. So Reed's going to end up with free throws here. He's had kind of a quiet night on the offensive end. He's been super impressive. Speaking of Jaden Reed over the last couple of nights, his speed is as captivating as any player that we've seen in this tournament. His end-to-end speed is really kind of unparalleled. Misses the free throw there. So it would be interesting to see with some rest here tomorrow if his game really shines in the type of game that's going to be played tomorrow. Because Berkmar does have a couple of really good guards as well. So we'll see exactly how that all plays out. So again, it's a very intriguing matchup between Long Island and Berkmar because some of their strengths seem to match up well. Inside-outside action, guard-oriented for both teams, but both teams have real capable bigs. Malik Ewan, the 6'10 center for Berkmar, if he asserts himself tomorrow, is kind of an X factor. And we'll come back to Johns, who's really been the lead scorer for Long Island this evening. If he plays the way that he has played tomorrow night, he'll have established himself as maybe even an MVP type of candidate throughout the tournament. So intriguing matchup between Long Island and Berkmar coming tomorrow evening for the Arby's Classic Championship. A lot of intriguing kind of storylines and matchups there that should be an interesting ball game between the two sides. So we'll see exactly how that plays out as we roll through. We got a minute to go here in this ball game. Got a timeout. Got a timeout here. 30-second timeout. So we'll stick with you here as we head to the end of this thing. So we're good here. Once we get to the end of this game, we'll throw in a few programming notes so everybody kind of knows logistically what we're running up against tomorrow. We've got again still essentially a full day of action tomorrow with the 6th place game, 5th place game, probably a consolation game there as well tomorrow. So you can go to arbysclassic.net as well to catch all of that action, or just simply go and Google Arby's Classic and you'll be able to find the website that's got all the information that you need out. Here goes Johns for a little bit of a nightcap. It's a little windmill dunk right there. Kind of put a exclamation point on his big night. 27 points now for Johns as we run to the end of this. Pillion for 3. Got a little bit of a roll, didn't drop. Sheridan is in there battling. Takes care of that one. Here comes Njai for another opportunity on the offensive end. Got a little foul there by Jackson Williams. It's going to put Njai on the line. So Njai is going to the free throw line. There it is. First one's good. One definite programming note. We do have our three-point contest tomorrow here at the Arby's Classic. 4 o'clock, three-point contest. You see some of the better shooters of this tournament vying for the three-point crown. So that's always an entertaining action. I love a good three-point contest. So if you're into that type of thing, come on out and check that out. And then after that, we'll be heading into the championship session tomorrow evening here at Viking Hall on New Year's Eve. So right before we count it down for the new year, come out and check out some basketball here in Bristol. It'll be a good place to be. We have the championship game tomorrow evening. Should be a really good one between the Long Island Lutheran Crusaders and the Berkmar Patriots. Check it out. Right? So this on the Viking Sports Network. I'm your host, CJ Manahan. We're going to sign you guys off this evening. Championship game tomorrow, as well as three-point contest and lots of good basketball. So, if you're looking for something to do, come on down. Tennessee High School, Viking Hall for the 38th Annual Arby's Classic. Hope to see you guys tomorrow.
Remember, we have games beginning at 10 a.m. with Abingdon Volunteer, followed by Twin Springs and West Ridge in the consolation bracket at 11:30. Then at 1 o'clock, Knox Catholic and Bearden, heated rival, will take place for the 6th place game. Then at 2:30, Dr. Phillips and Jonesboro will play for 5th place. We'll have the Fun Factory shootout, three-point shootout at 4 o'clock. Then our 3rd place game at 5, the championship game at 6:30. Join us back here tomorrow for more Arby's Classic. Thank you for attending. Please drive carefully and have a pleasant evening.